Spirit jerseys have been one of the hottest Disney Parks items for quite some time, and there are now a seemingly endless array of different colors and styles available. While Spirit jerseys are a neat apparel item, they come at a pretty steep price. $65 is far too much for me to pay for one, so I decided to find a way, actually two ways, to DIY my own. I found a dupe for the Spirit jersey itself, a pom-pom jersey by Boxercraft. Most small shops that make Spirit jerseys use this Boxercraft brand. You can find them available on Amazon and multiple other sites online. I got these two for $15 and $17 each on Amazon. Spirit jerseys are notorious for being extremely oversized, but the Boxercraft jerseys are less crazily oversized, so sizing down is not totally necessary, but I did size down to an extra small for a sleeker fit. Do make sure you pre-wash your Spirit jerseys before beginning with the DIY. Today, I'm going to be making two Disneyland Spirit jerseys, since that's my current home park, and I love the Disneyland logo. But you can adapt this DIY to make any type of Spirit jersey you'd like. For the first DIY, these are the supplies you'll need. Freezer paper. We're going to use this to create an iron-on stencil for our design. Soft matte fabric paint in any color of your choice. Do not use puffy or slick paint. You will have a miserable time if you do. Paint brushes. I'm using these foam stamping brushes. And an X-acto knife to cut out our freezer paper stencil. Do make sure you have nice sharp blades. The freezer paper has a matte side and a shiny side. The shiny side can actually be ironed onto the fabric to create a seal, which makes for a super clean paint stencil. Cut out 3 8.5 by 11 sized pieces of freezer paper. With an inkjet printer, we can print our designs directly onto the matte side of the freezer paper. I sized out the Disneyland Resort logo how I wanted and printed that directly on the freezer paper. Using your X-acto knife, carefully cut out your design, making sure to save any internal pieces of the letters. If you do have a Cricut or die cut machine, your life will be immensely easier, but I don't have a Cricut, so we're doing all the cutting by hand. Get out an ironing board and set your iron to the cotton setting. Place your freezer paper stencil where you want it and simply iron it on. The most important part here is ensuring that the edges of the letters are well ironed down so we have the best seal for our fabric paint. Don't forget to iron on the center of the letters. I'm using the letter I cut out as a guide for where to place it. Because I have a slight gap between the two freezer paper sheets, I'm using some painter's tape to cover that area. We can now take out our fabric paint and paint on the letters. Make sure you do light coats of paint. It will probably take 2 to 3 layers to get a full opaque coat. You can get super creative with the paint. You could do a rainbow or ombre effect. I decided to add some sparkly white glitter paint on top to add some extra iridescence. Once you have a good full paint coverage, you need to wait until the paint is absolutely fully dry. Patience is a virtue here. When you're sure the paint has fully dried, you can pull up the freezer paper to reveal your design. Use tweezers to help pull out the inside part of the letters or other smaller pieces. Now you can see how awesome and crisp the design came out. We can move toward finishing the front. I've printed the front logo on my freezer paper and I'll again cut everything out with my X-acto knife. We're going through the exact same process with placing and ironing on our freezer paper stencil, then adding our fabric paint. Once everything is fully dried, carefully pull up your freezer paper and now you have an awesome spirit jersey. To set our fabric paint, cover your design with a thin cloth and then iron over everything on the cotton setting. And ta-da! The first spirit jersey is done and it came out looking awesome. The freezer paper creates such a crisp stencil and you can get as creative as you want with your paint design. Now onto the second DIY option, which actually is a bit quicker to do. For this, you'll only need 2 Tulip iron-on transfer sheets. I'm using this awesome holographic silver glitter, but they have a variety of colors available. And again, an X-acto knife with a sharp blade. We do need to create another stencil to use, so just on regular printer paper, I've printed out the Disneyland logo and I've cut that out. We'll use this to stencil and trace onto our glitter iron-on sheet. Flip the logo stencil to the back side and we're going to trace onto the back side of the glitter sheet. It will be much easier to trace this way and will be cleaner than tracing onto the front. With your X-acto knife, now just cut out your letters from the glitter sheet. We can get out our ironing board again and prepare to place the letters. I'm using this stencil as my guide for where to place the letters. you're happy with where the letters are, carefully cover them with a thin sheet and then iron them down on the cotton setting. Be sure to follow the instructions as indicated on the iron-on sheets. Simply lift up the sheet to reveal your beautiful design. Once again, we need to finish up the front of the shirt, so I've repeated the same process with the front logo. The established 1955 text was super small, so for now I decided to leave that out, but later I did go back and add that in. That part does require some very careful precision and knife skills. But that's all it takes for the Spirit jersey. I love how the holographic silver glitter brilliantly sparkles in the light. These iron-on glitter sheets were so easy to use and it comes out looking super professional. And that's the two different ways how you can DIY your own Spirit jersey. No Cricut or die cutter needed, just some patience and a steady hand. Since I always use coupons buying my art supplies, I was able to complete each of these jerseys for right around $20. If you decide to make your own Spirit jersey using either of these methods, I'd love to see how they turned out. But thanks for watching!